The original Xbox turns 25 this year. Today, I revisit some of the games that made it unforgettable. Halo Combat Evolved was the reason I bought an original Xbox. Halo was a launch title for the Xbox and was the game that defined the Xbox brand. Stepping into the world of Halo for the first time was pure magic. Master Chief is a badass and one of my favorite video game characters of all time. While GoldenEye 007 proved that first-person shooters could work on consoles, Halo proved that console FPS games could compete with the genre's best on the PC. Halo's campaign is fantastic, and it was remade this year under the name Halo Campaign Evolved. I also spent hundreds and hundreds of hours playing Halo's excellent multiplayer maps. Blood Gulch and Battle Creek are the two maps I love playing the most. 25 years later, Halo's impact on the gaming industry cannot be overstated. It laid the foundation for juggernaut franchises like Call of Duty and Battlefield. Halo 2 is my pick for the best game in the Halo franchise. It features a dual narrative structure where the player controls Master Chief for 8 missions and the Arbiter for 6. I was so excited to play Halo 2 when it first came out in 2004. Seeing the Covenant ships invading Earth for the first time is a memory that will forever be burned in my brain. New gameplay mechanics like dual-wielding weapons and the ability to hijack enemy vehicles help Halo 2 stand out from Halo Combat Evolved. The weapon loadout is nearly doubled from the first game, with new arrivals like the battle rifle and beam rifle. While Halo Combat Evolved focused on local split-screen multiplayer, Halo 2 focused on online multiplayer through Xbox Live. Halo 2 has some of the best online multiplayer in gaming history and is one of my favorite games of all time. Burnout 3 Takedown is my favorite arcade racing game of all time. This must-play game features some of the most exhilarating racing of any game ever created. The game introduced the takedown mechanic, where players earn boosts by forcing opponents into crashes. My favorite part of Burnout 3 Takedown is the crash mode. Leap of Faith is one of my favorite crash events, where you drive over a ramp, fly off a bridge, and smash into the unsuspecting traffic on the highway below. Once you collect all the headlines, the last heavyweight vehicle is unlocked, the fire truck. There are a total of 100 crash events that take place within 10 distinct locations. Burnout 3 Takedown is a masterpiece that is widely considered the pinnacle of the Burnout franchise. Splinter Cell Chaos Theory perfected the stealth gameplay from the first 2 Splinter Cell games to deliver the most complete Splinter Cell experience ever. The game starts off with the lighthouse level, where you can pull a guard down from the top of the lighthouse and send him flying over the rail to his death. Splinter Cell Chaos Theory's single-player campaign offers players more freedom through branching paths and optional secondary objectives. The voice acting is excellent, with Michael Ironside reprising his role as Sam Fisher. My brother and I also love the game's co-op campaign, where 2 players work together to complete objectives for 7 different missions. Splinter Cell Chaos Theory is the best Splinter Cell game and one of the finest stealth games ever released. Even though I love Grand Theft Auto 3 and San Andreas, GTA Vice City has always been my favorite GTA game of the 6th console generation. I love the game's 80s aesthetic, great soundtrack, and stellar voice cast, which includes actor Ray Liotta as the main protagonist, Tommy Vercetti. The fictional Vice City is heavily inspired by the city of Miami. GTA Vice City was also impacted thematically by the television series Miami Vice and the crime films Scarface and Carlito's Way. It was the best-selling game of 2002 and received critical acclaim with a 95 Metacritic score. GTA Vice City's influence today remains strong. The much-anticipated GTA 6 will feature Vice City as the county seat of Vicedale County. SoulCalibur II is one of my favorite fighting games I've ever played. I spent countless hours playing this fighter with my brother. His favorite character is Nightmare. Mine is Keelik. Donatello is my favorite Ninja Turtle. So when I saw his bow staff, I knew Keelik was my guy. The game introduced the concept of guest fighters to the SoulCalibur universe. The GameCube got Link. The PS2 got Heihachi from Tekken. And the Xbox got Spawn. SoulCalibur II also added a Weapon Master mode, where players earn experience points and gold to purchase items like weapons and costumes. The player can also unlock extra modes, hidden weapons, and new characters by completing special stages. SoulCalibur II is the best game in the SoulCalibur franchise, and the 6 console generations king of fighters. Mercenaries Playground of Destruction was developed by Pandemic Studios, the developers behind games like the Star Wars Battlefront series, Destroy All Humans, and Full Spectrum Warrior. The game lives up to its name as a playground of destruction because of its fully destructible environments. Players can completely level game structures like outposts, bridges, and faction headquarters through airstrikes, rocket launchers, and C4. The player explores war-torn North Korea, capturing or killing the Deck of 52, culminating in the final mission to defeat General Song, aka the Ace of Spades. Matthias Nilsson, the Swedish merc, who is voiced by actor Peter Stormare, is my favorite mercenary. Mercenaries is certainly underrated and one of the best open-world games of its era. Far Cry Instincts is a modified version of the original Far Cry. The game was changed to a more linear, action-oriented FPS, featuring the same storyline, but grants protagonist Jack Carver feral animal powers. My brother and I also really enjoyed the built-in map editor that allows players to create, edit, and save custom-made maps. Far Cry Instincts and its sequel, Far Cry Instincts Evolution, was remastered in HD for the Xbox 360 in a compilation named Far Cry Instincts Predator. Far Cry Instincts is the first Far Cry game I ever played and is still one of my favorite Far Cry games. Although it's not the best FPS on the original Xbox, Far Cry Instincts is a game I always enjoy revisiting. I love the TimeSplitters franchise. Even though TimeSplitters 2 is an excellent game, TimeSplitters Future Perfect is the best game in the series. TimeSplitters Future Perfect has a large amount of content and is the only TimeSplitters game with an M rating. Free radical, up the blood, gore, sexual themes, and raunchy dialogue, thus creating the definitive TimeSplitters experience. The game also has a cinematic narrative that is more fleshed out than its predecessor. In addition to the excellent single-player campaign, TimeSplitters Future Perfect has a kick-ass multiplayer mode, complete with 15 maps, 13 game modes, and an astounding 150 characters. It's one of the funniest and most hilarious shooters I have ever played. TimeSplitters Future Perfect is one of the best first-person shooters of the 6 console generation. Star Wars Battlefront II built upon the excellent first game by adding space battles, a hunt mode, and hero assault. My brother and I really enjoyed playing through the Mos Eisley map as one of the 17 Star Wars characters, especially Vader, Darth Maul, Luke Skywalker, and Han Solo. The game's campaign is short, but it's a blast while it lasts. When a certain number of points in a match is reached, the hero character for that map is unlocked. Star Wars Battlefront 2's space combat adds variety to the gameplay and helps to set it apart from its predecessor. Boarding enemy ships and engaging in dogfights was a real thrill back in 2005. Star Wars Battlefront 2 is the best game in the Battlefront franchise and one of the greatest Star Wars games I have ever played. What are some of your favorite original Xbox games? Let me know in the comments. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode of The Voiceover Gamer.